Emily Sanders, Chairman and CEO of Sanders Financial Management, joins us now for more. Robin View is still with us. Emily, what are you watching most closely today? We've got the ISM figure. We've got a preview of what to expect on the employment front. What's going to drive the session?
Well, we're really looking toward what happens tomorrow with the ECB, and Draghi has strongly hinted that he wouldn't accept anything less than strong action from the ECB. So the market is really trading up in anticipation of that. If there's any hint that the ECB won't have teeth, that could really hurt the market today.
Emily, has the Fed ever gotten less attention at the end of a two-day policy meeting? I mean, we're going to hear from Bernanke himself, and it's just no one seems to really care or be talking about it.
That's because, Jackson Hole is coming up at the end of August, and really the consensus among economists with which we agree is that until after Jackson Hole happens, the Fed is maybe only going to hint at policy changes, but probably won't do anything major until mid-September.
And just to be clear, that we won't hear. There's not a press conversation. That's only quarterly. Right? It's just the statement, the two-day policy meeting.
It is extraordinary, Emily, with all that U.S. data, and all anybody cares about is what Draghi's going to say. And I just wonder whether we've, after the rallies that we had since those comments this time last week, whether we have set ourselves up for a fall.
Probably, Ross. And most of the economic indicators are showing somewhat weakness, not just in the U.S., but globally as well. So the globe is having an economic slowdown. There's no doubt about it. But the extent of that has yet to be seen. So there's been a bit of optimism the past week, and that's all fine, well, and good. But when you introduce the dog days of summer in August, we would certainly agree with that, and don't expect anything momentous from the market in the month of August.
Let's just bring Robin, who's with us this year. Robin, out of everything today in the States, what do you pick out?
I mean, the Fed, obviously, but I think leaving that to one side, the preview of the employment data, because we're going to get that at the end of the week, and so we're going to get some indicator of what that might look like today. I think that's important. But I think the really interesting thing is when you ask the question, what do we look at, everyone talks about Europe. And I think the key issue there is, well, what would the Fed be doing if Europe was just out of the equation? I mean, I guess right now they'd be saying, well, the economy's a bit slower than we like, but we'd hold pat. It's really all about what's going on in Europe, and seeing a lot of chatter about coordinated action, and I guess Jackson Hole is the place where that might get discussed. And so I think the really interesting question is, if we're disappointed tomorrow, whether the Fed and the ECB can get something together later on in the month.
Emily, how are you supposed to invest during all this event risk? What do you do with your money?
We're very cautious right now. We're hanging on to our bonds and starting to do some trimming of stocks, raising our cash positions, and our clients are feeling comfortable with that because going into August, as you say, and all the uncertainty in the U.S. over the fiscal cliff and other things that are as yet unresolved by Congress, it's probably a good time to just be holding on to the gains that we picked up in the last few weeks and keeping our powder dry to perhaps buy on weakness in the next few weeks.
Okay, Emily Sanders, Chairman and CEO of Sanders Financial Management. Robin View, of course, Chief Economist at the Economist Intelligence Unit. Thank you both for your time this morning.
And that's it for today's show. Scorebox comes up next with a countdown to all that data and, of course, the Fed statement later.
And we'll see if Britain can win its gold medal.
Come on, Team GB.